So today's video is a review for Max Factor's Xperience Weightless Foundation. So this foundation here, I'll just quickly read the back for you. Luxurious flawless coverage with a weightless feel, suitable for sensitive skin, won't clog pores, oil free. So I've been using this foundation for quite some time now and I've really been enjoying it, so I thought I'd share my experience with you guys. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the texture. The texture is really light, as they claim it to be weightless. It's really creamy, so sometimes maybe you'd expect a creamy foundation to be kind of heavy, but despite it being quite creamy, it's got a really nice light feeling when you apply it to the skin. The shade that I got is Deep Stone 85, and just for reference, I wear MAC NC 44, so for me I think this is a pretty good match. And usually for me, I find it quite hard to find drugstore foundations that have a nice warm undertone to them. I usually find foundations that are too pink or too orange, and this foundation is pretty good, the shade. If you're around NC 44, NC 43, 42, then I would definitely recommend this shade. It isn't like really warm or anything. I'd say it's more leaning over to the neutral side, but at least it isn't too pink or too orange. I really wanted to try the new foundation that they brought out, the 3-in-1 foundation, but I could not find a shade that would have worked for me. They were all too pink. Anyway, so the finish that this one gives is really nice. It gives a really it says it gives flawless coverage, but I would say the flawless coverage it gives, it just makes your skin look really beautiful, fresh, velvety, but it's not full coverage. It's not a full coverage foundation. It does give medium to high coverage depending how you blend it and how you build it up, but it's definitely not full coverage. If I've got some breakouts or hyperpigmentation going on, then I always go for this foundation and then just touch up with a little bit of concealer, so it doesn't completely cover all my imperfections, but I really like it. And despite it being quite good coverage, it's not heavy or anything. It doesn't look cakey, and it still feels light on your skin despite the really good coverage. The lasting power is pretty good. I've used this before during a work day and it's lasted pretty well. Of course I have to touch up with powder and everything because I've got oily skin, but the lasting power, for at least in my experience, is pretty good. Now it claims to be oil free and it won't clog pores. I haven't experienced any breakouts while using this foundation, so that's really good. I think maybe some people feel that oil free foundation automatically means that it's going to be a matte foundation, but this definitely is not a matte foundation. So if you've got oily skin and you really like matte foundations, then I wouldn't recommend this foundation to you. It gives a dewy finish to your skin. It's not like really dewy, like for example, Bourjois Healthy Mix Foundation has a more dewy finish than this one. This gives your skin still a fresh, young and nice look to your skin. It gives a velvety finish. It looks really nice and fresh, but it's not like really dewy or anything, but it is velvety and fresh and not matte. So like I said, if you like matte foundations, this is not a matte foundation despite being oil free. So don't always think that oil free foundations will always be matte foundations, because this one isn't. The way I like to apply this foundation is with my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. Because it's really thick and creamy, I feel like this brush is perfect because it's really nice and dense. so you can really blend it out and buff it into the skin, and this blends out really nicely. There's no like difficulty blending it out, because some foundations, like matte foundations, sometimes they can dry pretty quick on the skin, so then you have to work with them really quickly. This foundation isn't like that. It's nice to work with and blends well, and I love applying it with this brush. I have applied it with my fingers before, and it works well with your fingers. There's actually a symbol here with a hand on the face. I don't assume that it's for the application, because it's in the part where there's the recycling and how long the foundation lasts for. So if you know what that symbol's for, then let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, it works well if you apply with your fingers, and also works well if you use a dense brush like this. I wouldn't recommend applying it with like a flat foundation brush, but I haven't really. No, I think I did try it one time, but really the best way is to apply it with a thick, a dense buffing brush like this. A high-end foundation that I would say that's comparable with this one would be the Clarins Super Restorative Foundation True Lift. It looks like this, and this one gives off like, they both give off the same kind of finish to the skin, like really nice and dewy, flawless look, really smooth look to the skin. So if you've tried this foundation, this one is pretty comparable to the results that you get. And yeah, so I really recommend this foundation. I really like it. Like I said, if you like matte foundations, if you've got oily skin and like matte foundation, then I wouldn't recommend this one. But other than that, I do recommend it. I really like it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my review. If you find it useful, then give me a big thumbs up and subscribe for more updates, and I will see you next time. Bye.